It's part of a story that I'll tell you all about. If we can all get on the fucking carpet so we can start story time.
I'm on the carpet. I'm waiting for the spaceship to pick me up.
You've been on the carpet. I walked into the room and you were sitting on the carpet. Everybody else on the carpet.
I'm on the carpet. With
Are you on the carpet?
I've done just been on the carpet.
Alright, start then.
Welcome to podcast 9700.
No.
It's podcast 40.
Everyone start? Okay, so we're all on the carpet. Great. Welcome to the Gamer Reaction Podcast. This is podcast number 98.
100.
9800. No, that's way too many podcasts. I don't want to do that many. But I do want to do 98. So welcome to the podcast. Something occurs to me that every once in a while, every so often, we will remind our audience who we are. What's up, Giggles?
What's that? All right, so for those that are listening to this, we tried this a minute ago and we had a technical glitch. And the thing about Alex that's really funny is he's always really good at stuff the first time, but then when he tries to recreate something that should be the first time but isn't really the first time, it's like, something occurs to me.
Why are you gonna call me out?
Holy cow.
I'm saving you. I'm giving the people, a reason to say, hey, give this guy some slack.
You're derailing my crazy train, Jeremy.
Let's put the train back where it's supposed to be.
We're going to put the train back on the tracks. Anyway, long story short, we don't introduce ourselves nearly enough because we just assume that everybody who listens to the podcast has been listening to it for some time. However,
we should probably do that every podcast, but we don't.
Really should, but we forget.
We're full of ourselves. We're celebrities. We assume that people know who we are.
Right. I mean, you clicked on the
all
podcast.
The time. All the time.
So anyway, to humble ourselves a little bit and to remind all of you returning and some of you who may be joining us for the first time, which you've got 97 podcasts to catch up on. My name is Alex. I have this obnoxious voice, and then my three cohorts will now introduce themselves. Go.
My name is Jeremy. How are you? Welcome to my neighborhood.
I didn't put the mustache on.
Okay.
I'm Diana. Glass of milk.
And
Diana, you are such a milk drinker. I can't trust anything you say because you're a milk drinker.
Dude, he kind of called you out. Oh, airplane into the hatch.
There he is.
Oh, good job. You get a cookie tonight after dinner.
Let's start this motherfucker.
I'm ready for motherfucker starting.
How would you do that?
You never. So that was Chris, by the way.
That was Chris. He never said it's there.
I don't know if you may not have heard me as Diana was drinking milk.
She does kind of drink milk kind of loud.
Yeah.
Let's never do that again.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
So, just in case you are joining us for the first time and you hadn't somehow figured it out, this is a gaming podcast where we talk about video games and other such stuff. Usually it takes us a few minutes to get into it, though. Well, I'd like to get the ball rolling with something horrible. When you made that motion, Chris, Chrono meowed.
Yeah?
You're the kitty master. Just throwing that out there.
Dopa kitty.
You are a level 80 kitty master.
It's true.
So no, something horrible that happened to me this week, because you got to start out on a horrible note because it only gets better from there, is my computer exploded.
Alex starting off on a brown note.
No, there was...
It's a myth, by the way. There is no brown note.
It literally exploded like an iPhone 4 exploded on the plane?
No, there was a power surge in my house, and everything downstairs in what I refer to as the breakdancing room shorted out. And so I switched everything off, and then I went to the breakers and flipped them back on, and and everything came back on except for my computer. It would not power on at all. And so I freaked the fuck out because I thought, oh my god, I fried my motherboard or something like that. So after hours of freaking out, I pulled out my power supply and drove to Best Buy to replace it so that I could test it and see if my computer was indeed destroyed or not. Turns out that it wasn't. My high-quality power supply acted like a bike helmet, intercepted all the damage, and broke itself in order to save the rest of my computer. So thank you, Corsair, for making high-quality power supplies.
Wow.
Did you call them like I told you?
I did. I called them. I got my RMA. I have my power supply in a box, ready to be shipped out tomorrow to get fixed because it's got a 5-year manufacturer warranty.
Wow.
But in the meantime, I'm going to keep the power supply that I bought at Best Buy so I can use my computer for the next, week or two that it'll probably take for me to get my PSU back. So, but man, when that first happened, I flipped out because it's no secret. I have a very expensive machine, and if it broke, I would be really upset. Like, it's more valuable than my car, type of machine. But
I feel your pain.
It is working. I'm doing the podcast from that computer, so huzzah.
Huzzah.
That's my epic tale.
Wow. Go Corsair.
Now,
Yes.
if your computer had blown up, would you have lost all save game data on Skyrim and other awesome
No.
games? Okay.
No, I would not. Steam has a great cloud system.
Oh, cool.
I would have lost stuff. I would have lost a lot of stuff. That's if it hit my hard drive.
Right.
If it just fried the motherboard, my hard drive would probably be fine.
Right.
I would just have to replace probably everything on my motherboard. So I don't know. But fortunately, that's the case. So now the first thing I did as soon as I got my computer powered back on was play Skyrim.
Obsessed.
I had to test it for like 4 hours.
For like 4 hours. Just to make sure it works for
that's
extended periods of time.
Yep.
So.
You can't. It's like Pringles. This game.
Can't just eat one.
You cannot play Skyrim for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Isn't that Lay's?
Yes. What?
Isn't that Lay's? Bet you can't eat just one?
Oh, you're right.
Oh, no, wait.
I was thinking once you pop, you can't stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yes, I
guess,
bet you can't just eat one.
I guess many potato chip companies will probably have similar slogans, and it would make sense that they do.
Well, it's because we're trying to make this nation fatter than it is. And it's already pretty fat.
Politics.
Episode 98, sponsored by
Politics.
potato chips.
It's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of Skyrim, I've got something interesting.
I'm sure you do.
As you may have heard, there was a patch that made dragons fly backwards, and then there's been a patch to fix that. But the thing that the patch was originally trying to fix was the fact that I think specifically on the PS3 version, more than any other version, there's lag in the game. Like after a while, like it starts stuttering and everything like that, and it can be really annoying. I haven't had it as much in my game, but I've seen it in Tara's game as she's been playing. So that's what they're trying to fix with like the first patch and the second patch. But I read an article that they figured out what is causing the issue, and it might not be patchable. And the reason why is, here's basically what they think is causing it. Every time you move an object, like any object in the world, that goes into the save file, and it kind of bloats your data. So, when you're taking a bucket and putting it on the shopkeeper's head so you can steal stuff without him seeing you, you've moved that bucket from its default position, and even if you tried to put it back where you got it, you're not going to succeed. Like, it's not in its default
You're
position.
trying to put it back.
So that's
Sucks.
what they think is causing it, and it's an engine issue at that point. Like, it's not something that you can patch. I'm not sure if
that
if that's
sucks.
actually what it is, but I read the article and I was like, I think from now on, as I walk around towns and stuff, I'm going to make it a point not to randomly knock people's shit over.
Yeah, man, there's this simple workaround. Just treat everything in the game like you're at some really fancy old woman's house, and just don't touch anything.
But it gets even
You
worse.
break it, you buy it.
It gets even worse because I went to Windhelm and I went through the shop area and there was a bunch of horse meat just like on the ground. And I'm
Naturally.
like, that's not where it belongs. It belongs on the table where the person is selling it. And
It belongs in a museum.
yeah.
So do you.
And I was kind of like, well, it's moved from its default position anyway. There's nothing I can do. That's just going to be the way it is. And then the anal part of me is like, I should really put it back on the table because that's how I am and I want it to be there. I don't want to come through here every time I see it on the floor. So I tried to hold X to pick it up and move it. But like, it's a red item and like if I actually, it's stealing if I do anything to it. Apparently, if it's a red item, you can't actually physically move it in the world. You can only pick it up. Because I held down X, nothing happened, and then I let go of X, and I took it, and there's a guard standing like right at the end of the courtyard
That sucks.
who's watching everything you do in the shop area. Like his job is to watch the shops at night, and I got
Old
arrested.
five-finger Jeremy.
There he is.
And I was just trying to put it back on the
Five
table.
fingers.
That's all I was trying to do.
Ridiculous. That'll show you being helpful.
That's right.
Jeez.
My good Samaritanism is
But,
not
so-
appreciated in Windhelm.
I imagine this is not a problem for the PC.
I have never had a lag issue, ever. I do, however, have tremendous problems with the game crashing constantly. Without warning,
Really?
without any sort of error message, it just boop, closes and drops to desktop.
Poof, be gone.
Fortunately, it has a very robust autosave system, so I don't usually lose that much progress. It'll usually just be a couple minutes.
The autosave system is a huge step above where Oblivion was. Like it saves like up to like 3 at a time. Like before you fast travel somewhere, after you get there, and like whatever you did before you decided to fast travel. So
It doesn't save when you get there.
yeah, you
Saves
almost never
saves
lose
right
that.
before you travel.
Yeah.
If you fast travel. Also, if you go through any door that has a loading screen, it autosaves.
Autosave?
And also, I think, oftentimes, and every time you level up, anytime you change stuff, it's just really, really good. So I don't end up losing that much progress. I gotta tell you guys about something something in Skyrim. I'm sorry, I know we talk about it way too much, but this one you're gonna love.
Okay.
So
Does it involve the black box on the table?
no, I'm sorry. The black box was part of the new PSU that I bought. So mysteries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another mystery solved by Encyclopedia Brown.
That's right. Well done. I busted that out. I busted that line out the other day, but I was with a bunch of young people, and they didn't get it.
And they had no idea.
Come on, guys. Encyclopedia Brown.
What's
Come on,
an encyclopedia?
Oh
You
no.
watched it in Go when I was 5? Oh.
What's
Right.
an Encarta? I don't know what that is.
So there's a mod for Skyrim. Sorry, console users, it's only for us. Us PC
Thank you
players.
very much.
But that's the reason I got Skyrim on the PC is because I knew that I was able to, and I'd be able to get some of these mods. And someone made a mod not too terribly long ago, and it was inevitable. Someone made a mod so that you could kill children.
Oh, they're going to say turn everybody into puppets.
So
Because that would have been hilarious.
that would have been hilarious. So
killing children.
So now children take damage the same way that adults do. So
That's
I know.
kind of awesome. Why would anybody make a mod about just people?
well, here's I read some reactions to it, and some people were like, it's kind of ridiculous that a dragon can fly to a town, basically burn the place down, kill everybody inside, and this is I quote, Billy the Immortal is still running around.
All of a sudden, it's Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sucks to your ass, Mar. So,
I've got the
so I was like, all right, sure. And then someone else commented, I think on Twitter, saying about Bethesda, it's ridiculous that they released a finished product that was already broken because you couldn't do this or whatever, and they think it was bullshit. And so Bethesda responded by saying something like, this is not a quote, but something like, okay, so the game is broken because you can't kill children. Got it.
Right.
I thought that was humorous.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I downloaded the mod, and then
At least you're honest.
because I had this whole plan, and I've already
Do tell.
So here's what I did. I went and, if you'd been listening to our podcast since Skyrim came out, you know that I took my enchanting and my smithing to 100 before anything else so that I can make the best weapons and armor in the game.
Enchantment?
So I got a woodcutter's axe, which is only used for chopping wood.
Oh,
but you
God,
can use it as a weapon.
Alex.
Hey, wait for it.
Oh, okay.
It only does 7 damage, regardless of how high your one-handed attack skill is. You can't upgrade it, but you can enchant it. So I got one, and I enchanted it so that it causes fear up to level 25 creatures, so they run away screaming.
Alex!
And,
Hey, God.
Wait for it. And I
Diana is really sensitive to children.
There's no kid in the game that's over level 25. I've tested. And it also absorbs 20 points of health. And I enchanted that, and I named it the Terror. I took another woodcutter's axe.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And I enchanted it with another fear up to level 25, and it also does.
Alex is the woodsman.
It's true. So it also does paralyze for 5 seconds.
Oh my
So it scares the shit out of them, but they're paralyzed with fear. So
Okay.
then I got this really drab clothing setup with boots and everything, and I found this executioner's mask.
Oh God!
Bag that doesn't even have eye holes cut in it, and it just goes over your face.
Alex!
And I enchanted all these things with like various stuff. The boots, important note, enchanted with muffle, so they'll never hear me coming. So then with this mod in place, I created the character, the Skyrim Slasher. And I dual wield these woodcutter's axes, and I wait till nightfall.
Oh my God!
And I go into houses that I know have children in them, and I cut them up in their sleep.
You are such
It's great, because since the axes do so little damage, they don't die right away, so they start running in terror, and then the paralyze will hit them, and they'll just like fall down the stairs. And I just jump after them. It's so horrible, but it's so great.
I am literally like, you know what?
I cleaned out Whiterun of all its pesky little. I cleaned out Whiterun. I cleaned out Markarth, and I've cleaned out Solitude.
Oh my God!
Next target is Windhelm, which
Can someone warn them? Can somebody warn them, please?
I've also hit a few of the steads like Iverstead, Rorikstead, and rid them of children. It's so much fun. It's ridiculous. Like, you should see me. I'm sitting there laughing like an asshole, swinging my axes, running.
You need to come up with a better name than just the Slasher.
Yeah, really.
Skyrim Slasher.
Well, that's like right out of that's right out of Fallout. Fallout had the pint-sized slasher.
Yeah, had the mini slasher or something. You need to come up with like the crazy woodsman or something.
The Kinderwoods.
I guess. All right, I'll come up with a better name. Hey,
but the
hey,
thing
check
is,
it out,
Alex.
audience of podcast. If you've got a better name for my dual axe wielding child murderer,
with a garbage bag on his head,
put it on our Facebook page. Add it as a comment to this video on YouTube, whichever. But give me better.
At the bottom of this video.
Yes, at the bottom of the video here. Give me a better name for my child murderer. My child axe.
So check it out.
Wait, hold on. Before anything else, you know what? Like, I have to give Alex this credit. Like, you really, yes, you. Like, I have to give you this credit. You really do take these games and really immerse yourself in them.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say this because me and Chris were actually talking about this very thing last night, where Alex goes into a game. He doesn't play himself. He comes up with this character out of left field somewhere.
Well, you do.
I credit Bethesda for giving me a world in which I can do that. And I've already played almost 140 hours as a regular character, and I thought, you know what? I've done that now. Now it's time for me to do something crazy.
Come up with some crazy shit.
It's so fun. I'll get a screenshot and I'll take a little video of me killing children.
Oh my god. Chris, I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
What the heck was that? Well, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Totally forgot.
So overwhelmed. Also, you know what's fun is if you get a horse or if you get a dog. You can buy a dog outside of Markarth. You can buy a hunting dog as a companion.
That's cool.
Please tell me you can have it attack the children.
So you get the.
Yeah. Man's best friend.
Alex just had an epiphany. He pooped himself.
But I can't because of what I was about to say. Because I got the dog, and then I took him up to the throat of the world, which is the tallest peak in the thing. And I continually do this with companions and horses and whatnot. Because I'll just get up there and then
I know where this is going.
Busrodam right off the top.
You are such an asshole.
Alex, you need to do that with a child. You need to somehow get a child up that mountain.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a new weapon, and I'm gonna craft it, and I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna call it the lollipop.
Or Alex the Pied Piper, and just gets all these children to follow him up the mountain.
Come with me to the throat of the world.
Off the mountain.
Yep.
That would be fantastic.
So long, Billy. Not anymore.
Oh no.
Anyway, so that's what I did this week.
Holy shit.
When you were talking about this crap, you were like, hey, I got my enchanting up to 100 and my blacksmithing up to 100. Somewhere in there, in my mind, I was like, I wonder if Alex needs the skull of a child to make the most powerful weapon in the game.
That would be so awesome. I mean, you need Daedra hearts to make Daedric weapons. Why can't I make a shield out of the skulls of children?
Oh my god.
The child's skull sword that you could never make because you couldn't get a child's skull.
It would have to be a mace.
But now you can.
It'd have to be a mace filled with smaller children's skulls.
This is terrible.
So, check it out. I was checking out an old game, as I am wont to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was checking out Law of the West, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with.
I'm not.
It's an old Commodore 64 game. I think they had it for the Nintendo as well. However, in the game, you play as a lawman, and you've got a crosshair, with your gun. And all it is just the side of the screen is basically your shoulder, and then your hand kind of comes up as a gun, and you point at stuff and shoot it. So
it's like a first-person shooter.
Kinda, but not really, because you don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
and so characters will walk out from the side of the screen, come up to you, and then you'll do a conversation, and you'll choose different choices. Anyway, you can shoot them if you want. And as a child that comes out, and you could badmouth them off, and then you could shoot them.
Really?
Yeah. You can shoot a child in that game.
Wow, that's kind of before its time.
That is, yeah. That was back games didn't give a shit.
Can we not talk about murdering small children anymore?
Look, I don't make the rules. I just play within them.
Well, you know.
Actually, that's not true. I broke the rule.
You killed a child.
Well, we've been talking about killing children for about 20 minutes, and I think it's time that maybe we take a break.
Oh,
come
very
back later.
good. Let's
on
take
that
a break.
note,
We'll be back
on
in
the
a
murder
while. So, no wait, we're gonna take a little break, but we'll be back in a while. So, don't nobody go nowhere. Reference? Anyone? Got it? Yes.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
No.
All right, great.
we'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.